Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo. Today's guest has got a great nickname. He is the Black Panther, Dancovea Anderson. Welcome.
How's it going? How's it going?
I love it. The Black Panther. How'd you get that? I mean, aside from the fact that you obviously look like the Black Panther a little bit, physique-wise and facially speaking, what made you decide on the Black Panther as a nickname?
Well, when I was younger, I was a huge fan of the comic, huge fan of the Black Panther. I was also a huge fan of the Black Panther movement back in the day. I'm huge on Black history. So after I decided I wanted to go to bodybuilding route, I figured this would be a perfect nickname.
Yeah, you did. Sure, man, you picked a great name. And like I said, you got the physique to match it. What a year you've had. You turned pro at the Ben Weider Cup in the UK, and then you went on and you won your first pro show at the Atlantic Coast. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. Now, with the new way they have the qualification for the Olympia, will that be enough to get you to the Olympia, or do you have to compete again, you think?
I don't think it will be enough. I currently have 8 points, and I'm probably sitting at 19 about 19, and I believe the first 20 qualify. So I will be doing another show to set that in stone. Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about, your history, because you're from Guyana, the island, and the country of Guyana, and then you moved to Brooklyn when you were a kid, 7 years old, and that's where you got the accent from, because I definitely recognize the Brooklyn accent a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell us about that transition, when you were a youngster, and what it was like living there.
The transition was kind of rough, only because I had a really strong accent coming from Guyana. So, especially going to school, and like, as you probably know, Brooklyn is not an easy place to live.
No.
To say the least. So, transitioning into school and talking to people was rough for me. But after a while, I got used to it and I got in the groove.
How come so many people who come from islands that are beautiful tropical paradises go to Brooklyn? It happens all the time. I see it constantly.
I'll tell you what, Dave, there's a lot of like Caribbeans especially where
I know. I don't understand it.
So I believe you. I'm not sure why, but it's just where we go.
Was it because is it because you know people there? Is that why you went there?
No, my family was there to begin with. So when I came here, I just went straight to them and stayed with them.
Well, I'm saying, so they were there. That's why you went to Brooklyn, of all places. Man, yes. If anything, I'm going the other direction. I went from New York down to Florida here. I'm thinking about going to Guyana now because I want an even more tropical place. I'm done with the winters and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what's going on right now, actually.
Now, you joined the Army, obviously, about 5 years ago, and now you're in Germany, actually. Talk to us about that. Where did that come about, and why did you decide to join the military?
I joined the military for a change, basically. Like, I was stuck in a routine where I was, and I felt like it was every day the same thing. Sad to say, the Army is in a way kind of like that. We're very routine, but we do a lot of different stuff, So it's not every day you get to shoot different weapons and, just go out to a range and let some anger out, even though you have to qualify, but it's not every day you get to do it. So I enjoy it. So basically, I joined the military for a change.
Mm-hmm. Plus, you have, now you're going to be set up once you get out of there too. It's a nice career move for sure. Now, when you have you seen any combat at all, or I know you had told me you're kind of working in office, but do you have to go into the field?
No, I haven't been around. Combat, so
okay,
that's good for me.
How did you get introduced to the world of bodybuilding?
I actually was a fan of the sport when I was younger, but I didn't understand, like, I didn't know a way to get into it. I feel like I was more focused on football and other sports at the time. Mm-hmm. So when I joined the military, I got around more people who actually did it. Gotcha. So then I started training myself to get towards stepping on stage eventually. And basically the military helped me get to that point because of the people that I met.
So you started bodybuilding late, really, when you think about it. Most guys start in their teens. You started, how old were you?
I was around, I want to say 24, 25.
Wow, that's crazy. So how many years have you been lifting now?
I've been lifting. Well, if I'm counting sports, I've been lifting for a while.
Right, but I'm saying bodybuilding specific.
Well, bodybuilding, not long at all. Probably since 2015.
Okay, so I mean, you're 4 years, and then you turn pro, and now you want a pro show. Now,
yeah.
What's your competition history prior to this year?
Prior to this year, I only done one show, which was in Texas. I forgot the name of the show, but that's when I tried doing
you did one show. You can't remember the name of it?
Yeah, I was. It was rough.
I have like dementia already, and I can remember my first show. Come on.
I know I suck, but I got up. And the thing is, I got off deployment, and I was like, I have to step on stage. I have to step on stage. So I found like the closest show. I died down as much as I can. What I thought was great, and I stepped on stage at like 180 something.
Wow.
And I got second place, I believe, but. Yeah, it was.
We
it was
hate
hectic.
guys like you because you don't even know what you're doing, and you were placed in top 2 in the show. What now? When did you realize you had like a genetic predisposition to have an excellent physique? Obviously, someone must have said to you, "You're going to do great bodybuilding. You better do it."
When the Classic Physique category came out, I was already a fan of posing.
Right.
So when Classic Physique category came out, and I saw that they were doing classic poses and stuff, I started practicing myself.
Gotcha.
And that's when I noticed I could be really good in this category. So that's when I went the Classic Physique route, and I basically noticed my potential at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, when I look at your physique, who it reminds me of, MELVIN Anthony. I mean, I don't know if you've heard that before.
Yes, definitely heard the name before.
Yeah, I mean, you're like a clone of him almost. It's crazy, and you're just tipping. You're really just kind of wetting your feet in the water now. I mean, you've only been competing for basically 2 years. This was a super successful year. You'll probably wind up on the Olympia stage. Has it all sunk in that? I mean, this happened very quickly for you. Do you realize the level at which you're competing now and how good you are?
Honestly, David, is still hitting me till this day. Like when I did my first show in Italy, well, not my first show, my second show in Italy before I became pro, I was telling myself, okay, my goal is in a year or two to get on the Olympia stage. That's my goal. I would never imagine that I would hit the Olympia stage in my first year. So the excitement is still hitting me. Everything is still hitting me at this point.
Right. So you won the Ben Weider Cup in the UK. When you got that win there and you got the pro card, what was the feedback? Did the judges come up to you? Did people tell you, hey, you got a great future?
Actually, yes. I tried to speak to some of the judges after the show, and they all would tell me the same thing. You have a great future. Just come in a bit tighter. Some of them gave me some great pointers on my actual physique, on what I could use to bring up, what I could do and stuff. And I got great feedback, period. So I used that basically work into my next show.
What do you actually weigh on stage?
My last show, I believe I weighed 188, 187. Reason being, when I went into the weigh-ins, I basically stepped on the scale fully clothed, and I weighed 190. Mm-hmm. So I didn't take anything off. I didn't even weigh myself before the show.
Right.
So
you knew you were going to make the weight. What's your height, and what's your weight limit?
My weight limit is 193. Okay. I'm a little bit above 5'7".
Okay, so you got 5, 6, 7 pounds to grow into this class still.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. So you're perfectly made for this because you have what we call hollow bones. No weight to your bones. You're like a bird. You look 30 pounds bigger than you are, right?
Yeah.
Who did you use as an example when you were going and practicing your poses? Because you said you were always into posing. Give me some of the bodybuilders that you emulate.
Oh, definitely. Francis Benfado was one of them. Lee Lambrada played a big role in my posing also. Mm-hmm. I've watched videos of these guys back to back to back, rewind, slow down.
That's great.
I mean, there's a few other guys, but I zoned in on those guys.
Mm-hmm. You also remind me of John Brown. I don't know if you've ever seen John Brown physique or watch him pose. He's the guy who really influenced MELVIN Anthony. He influenced Sean Ray. he was a great poser also on stage. You should go check out some of his videos if you can find those on YouTube.
Definitely gonna check it out. Definitely.
So what's the next show we're gonna? You got to do one more, obviously, to try to qualify for the Olympia. Where do you see yourself targeting at this point?
Right now, we weren't gonna say anything, but I'm gonna let you in. We're looking at Portugal right now.
Oh, really? Oh, well, you're out there in Germany, so that's probably a good move for you. Yeah.
Yes.
And you can always do Tampa,
so
I
it
guess,
works out
too.
in my favor.
Yeah. You could always have Tampa's the last resort, so to speak. But
yes.
Is the Army cool about letting you compete and giving you the time to do that?
To be honest, no. I basically fight for my time, and like it's hard sometimes, but sometimes when you have people that is understanding with what goes on in bodybuilding, it's easy. But for the most part, they're not not really understanding. So I have to put in leave way out. I have to speak constantly about what's going on in the show, when's the show happening, because some of them think the show's like one day when I have to weigh in the day before and stuff. So some things we have to explain, but it works out in the end.
David Henry always told us when he was in the military, it was a real pain in the neck, and a lot of times they would ship him off, and he had to drop out of the show, and so it's not. He told us it wasn't easy, and now he's out of the military. He loves it. He can kind of do what he wants when he wants. But he was a career guy.
That's my plan also.
Yeah. Are you planning to stay in as a career, like for a long time?
No. I'm definitely gonna get out. I wanna pursue bodybuilding 100%, and it also gives me time to deal with sponsors, because right now it's hard to like either speak to them or do photo shoots with them when the military doesn't give me last minute leave and stuff. So.
All right. Well. Yeah. You look great. Congratulations on the 2 big wins so far, and maybe a third you'll be adding to that resume. And if you make it to that Olympia, which I'm pretty sure you will, best of luck up there as well. I think you're going to have a really good shot. I think you're another one of these guys that are going to come right in and make a huge impact from day one.
That means a lot, Dave. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, guys, that's going to take us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.